So guys, you see the title of today's video. It's breaking down exactly how you can go about scaling your coaching business or your agency to 30K per month profit. And again, this is going to work for both agencies, going to work for online coaches, or even if you got an online program or whatever it is that you're selling. The principle remains the same. If you need to book sales calls in order to sell some sort of service or product, then this is going to be for you if you're trying to scale to 30K per month. Now guys, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm tired of just seeing people struggle. They're still trying to do cold outreach and nothing is working for them. They're spinning their tires, they're on the organic content hamster wheel, they're trying to do all this cold outreach to no avail. Nothing is working for them, guys. Now in this video, there's going to be nothing flashy. I'm going to go straight into the raw old Montel style, straight to the value stuff. So I'm tired of the flashy stuff. It's time to get some real value on this channel. And this is probably going to be uncomfortable for you guys to hear right now. It's going to take you out your comfort zone. You're not going to feel comfortable doing this, and it's going to be harsh as well. I'm telling you guys right now, it's the harsh, uncomfortable stuff in business that makes the most money. It's not the flashy, cool looking stuff that you see on social media and all these other gurus that are talking, you know, what they talk about. It's never that, guys. It's always the hard, just very mundane, boring work that works and actually scales you to 30K per month. Not only that, guys, but I'm going to tell you this number one secret right now from all the insiders, but this is something I've been implementing for like the last 5 years, and it's genuinely changed my entire life, made me my first million at literally the age of 27. I also hit like a 25K day, which is in British pounds, so that's like 32K. And that is, honestly, guys, creating a personal brand is the number one business decision that I ever made. And I want you guys to start taking this content stuff seriously. And if you see me looking down here, by the way, it's just because I got a few notes. Now, if you're an agency owner or you're an online coach, right, and you're not creating content, I just want to put this out there. You probably just don't like making money. It's either you're scared or some shit like that, but honestly, you need to get over that. You can either be scared or you can be rich. You can't be both, is what I'd like to say to that. Now, I'll bet you, and I want to break this down just real quick. I bet you any money right now that pretty much everything you've bought online from somebody, just in general, whether that's one of my programs, whether that's Iman Gadget's programs, or whether that's just a service online or whatever it is, I bet you any money, I bet you my bottom dollar, it was you going out of your way to reach out to that person or to get on a call with that person or go into their website in order to purchase from them, instead of them sending you an email or a cold outreach message to try and get you on a call. And if they did send you a cold outreach message to try and get you on a call to pitch you some sort of service or product or their program or their online course or something like that, I bet you any money it's because they already have you in their sphere of influence. Either you're one of their followers or you watch their content or they have some sort of personal brand going in the background. I want to ask you this question realistically, and I'm not saying that cold outreach doesn't work, but when was the last time you genuinely bought something from a stranger that sent you a cold message on Instagram that you just didn't know before? And even if they did send you a cold message on Instagram and you did buy from them, I bet you any money it's because the cold message then related to you looking at their profile. You then started soaking up some of their content. You then over time started warming up to the idea of working with this person or purchasing from this person, and then you purchase. I'm seeing a lot of you guys, right? You're trying to run agencies, you're trying to run coaching businesses, and what you're doing is you're reaching out to strangers with cold email, trying to pitch them, you know, on getting on a call with you. You're offering like 6 different guarantees, trying to sell your left kidney with your guarantees as well. And you're still not able to sell your services because what you're doing is you're literally taking just a blank HTML piece of text. You're sending it via email and it's coming across very cold. You're interrupting somebody's day. You're coming across as pestering. I would say, you know, cold emails do work. I'm telling you right now, there's more effective ways. I've now had over 1,300-ish customers/clients according to my Stripe account. And I would say around 85% of them came inbound to me without me having to go out my way to chase them. That is the power of having a personal brand. And if you're sending cold emails to people and they don't know who you are, it's going to come across really weird, really janky. Imagine this, right? Just for a second. Let's take this scenario. Imagine I'm this dude and you've never heard about me. I've not got a YouTube channel. I've not got a kind of like following on social media. And again, I'm not saying that you have to be famous on social media, by the way. I'll break that down in a second. And let's say I don't have any of my social media, right? Any social media, no credibility, no nothing, which is pretty much what you guys are trying to do when you're starting off your agencies. And I just sent you an email saying, hey, come and buy my course, or let's jump on a call. I can help you scale, or whatever it is. The instant red flags you would feel in your brain is the instant red flags that all these people you're reaching out to feel. Like, why are you trying to use a platform that you've never even bought from before to try and sell your own stuff? I'm seeing content agencies out there online coaches as well, using cold emails to try and sell their products, services, programs, that sort of stuff. And they've never themselves even bought anything remotely close to how expensive ever your services are using that platform. AKA, there are content agencies out there that don't even have content on their social media, trying to sell content services to people without even having content on their own social media themselves. Do you know how crazy that is? Now, if you break down, and I just want you to think about this just really quickly. Think about, let's say you've bought like Iman Gadget's program on building an agency, or you've bought somebody else's program on something to do with business, right? I want you to really just sit down, relax for a second, and just think about how you actually bought that program. I bet you any money it went like this. You was in a situation you didn't like, aka you might have been broke, you might be going to school, you might be going to college, you might be going to work and working a 9-to-5 job that you're not very happy about. You don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. And I bet you any money you probably started looking into, or you heard about from a friend, like how to make money online kind of like realm. So you probably even yourself took it upon yourself, because you really didn't like your job, to start Googling for other ways to make money other than a 9-to-5 job on the internet. This is what I did, by the way, myself. You then probably came across all these different business models. You started figuring out which business model kind of like suits your personality type and your characteristic traits and all that sort of stuff. And then you started looking into who the top dogs were in that particular industry and who had the most social credit, so social kind of like creditability and social proof as well. So for example, you came across like SMA, looked into the SMA dudes. Probably came across like Iman Gadget and all the top dogs and whatnot. And you started like soaking up their content. You probably then started watching their content over time for a very long period of time. There's actually a rule for this. It's called the 7-hour rule. The 7-hour rule basically states that if you're creating content online and you're trying to build a personal brand, it takes anyone around 7 hours of soaking and digesting your content before they actually consider purchasing from you. That's the difference. Imagine that, take that and compare it to what you guys are doing. You're trying to send cold outreach and doing all this crazy stuff, trying to get clients. If you break down the funnel, it works like this. You was in a problem. You Googled a solution for that problem. You came across some sort of business model or business vehicle that could help you, aka SMA, affiliate marketing, whatever the business model is, right? So you probably came across somebody who you really just started like resonating with. You then decided and took it upon yourself to start checking out their funnels, opting into their funnels, going and following them on social media, DMing them, asking them for help. And then over time, you was kind of like, I won't even say indoctrinate because that's such a negative word, but you kind of just like started resonating with that person's content over time, really building in a kind of like trust mechanism inside of you with that particular person. And then you end up purchasing from that person. I've done the same thing. I'm telling you right now, there's people online that I've seen an ad from. First of all, I thought it was like just another one of those online make money scams. I then ended up like looking into their channel a little bit, thinking like, well, who is this guy? Realized that it wasn't actually a scam, even though, you know, first thing you think whenever you see somebody talking about money online is like, you really do want to call it a scam, but that's just the lazy way out. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. You really do want to call it a scam. The reason for that is because if it's not a scam, then it makes you question yourself, like, what have I been doing for the last 5 years? So it makes you feel uncomfortable. So I've noticed that people that call other people scams, and even though they've got proof to back it up and like literally documented their journey for like the last 5 years, they only do so because it's just an easy way to just be like, oh yes, another scam, let me go about my day. And they return back and they regress to their comfort zone. That's what I've actually noticed. I did the same thing when I first got started. It was uncomfortable to admit that. Yes, it genuinely is what I did. Anyway, start looking into these online dudes, start like checking into their businesses. And I'm like, yo, these guys actually genuinely know what they're talking about. Like some of the things they're actually saying it genuinely makes sense. Like how can you not understand that building a brand is more important than doing cold outreach? You don't see Apple trying to sell you an iPhone by sending you a cold email. You don't see Microsoft doing the same thing. They've built brands over time. You then go to them for their products and services. Some people are buying $1,000 laptops from Apple, $1,000 phones from Apple. Not a single cold message is being sent. So if you've ever brought a program online, if you reverse engineer how you've actually bought that program, the actual steps you took in order to get that program, like how did you come across this person? How many videos did you watch from them? What did they say in a certain video that actually resonated with you? Why did you decide to click their link in their bio or the description? Why did you decide to follow them on other social medias? Why do you continuously watch their stuff? You then probably clicked on to their thing and bought one of their programs, or jumped on a call with them, ended up buying a program. If it's one of my programs or whoever else's program, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it went. I can actually bet my bottom dollar that's exactly how it went. So my point is this: if you can take that same system I've just walked you through, like how you was in a problem, you then Googled for a certain solution, You then came across a dude that you started watching content from, and over time you got nurtured, called that middle of funnel, by the way. You then ended up reaching out to them for further assistance, further help, or you just went to their page and actually just bought their program straight from their page. Imagine that. There are people out here that I've actually got in my program now, and I'm telling you, every single time I've worked with an agency owner, I have never ever once done any cold outreach to anybody. Don't get me wrong, these days we're turning on, I've got an appointment set and all that crazy stuff going on in the background so we can scale to 100K per month and whatnot. But, my first million, pretty much, I would say like 70 to 80% of that came from clients that came inbound to me. Never once had to go out my way and start pitching this cold outreach stuff and offering all these crazy, ridiculous amounts of guarantees and all this crazy stuff that you guys are doing. So that's kind of like the difference. And again, I'm not saying that cold outreach doesn't work, but like if you really think about the problems with cold outreach, like some of the major problems I've got written down here, let's actually break down some of the major problems. I just want to break down another one of the like big problems, right? And again, I'm not saying for that guy that it doesn't actually work. Cold outreach does actually work. But this is how most of you guys are running your business. You're doing all this cold outreach and nothing's really landing for you. Because one of the main problems is that if you take a look at what cold outreach actually is, it doesn't really grow your business over time. For example, if I sent you an email 5 years ago, you've probably not even got that in your inbox anymore. That's probably been deleted. I might have sent you like 20 emails like maybe 5 years ago. Let's just pretend I did. One of the major reasons is because it just doesn't grow an audience over time. I actually had somebody comment on my recent video, the video before this on my channel, right? And the comment was something on the lines of this. I broke down exactly what my new company is, what it's all about, and how we help people basically scale to 30K per month by building a profitable personal brand, by turning their name into a lead attracting system. We help you attract clients, high ticket clients for your coaching business or for your agency. It doesn't matter which one you are, it really does not matter. As long as you have a system where you need to get on a call with a client to then sell them a service, I can actually help you scale with the personal brand. So I had this comment, right? It was something on the lines of, well, you're not really starting a brand new business from scratch, really, are you? If you have over 25,000 warm subscribers on your YouTube channel to sell to. And I was just sat there like, did you watch the video that I just made about why building an audience is important? And then you literally just proved my point by saying, well, you're not starting from scratch if you got 25,000 warm subscribers. I was like, oh my God, we've got a genius in the house. He ironically proved not only the entire point of my video, but he proved the entire kind of like point of why I built my new company. He literally proved my business concept for me. Like quite literally with that one comment. I don't even think he realized. He just went shoop straight over the guy's head. Quite literally. So building a brand is more important than doing outreach, right? I just want you to imagine this. Imagine if I had just stuck to doing cold outreach for 5 years, like cold emails. Let's just take cold emails, for example, because cold emails we can all picture a cold email. Imagine if I had just stuck to sending cold emails for a period of 5 years straight without building an audience, right? Don't get me wrong. No doubt I would have made money. There's no doubt I would have made money. 5 years straight doing cold outreach, yes, I would have made money and would have built like a successful agency or coaching business or whatever it is. Pretty much any bit. If you do it for that long, chances are you're probably going to make some money, no doubt about it. But after 5 years, I wouldn't have a valuable, tangible asset to show for it. I have this YouTube channel now after 5 years of building it. And again, it doesn't actually have to take you 5 years to build a freaking YouTube channel. And you don't have to actually start YouTube, by the way. YouTube is just a great way to build your middle of your funnel, should I say. But after 5 years of just doing cold outreach, cold emails, don't get me wrong, I'd have good skills of like how to set appointments and stuff like that. But I wouldn't have had like a real tangible asset that grows over time without me. So my point is this in my entire video. You guys are relying too heavily, should I say, on one-to-one marketing channels. One-to-one marketing channels are really the hardest to scale. In fact, if you actually take a look into Alex Hormozi's book launch event that he did, he breaks down the different ways you can go about getting leads. And he said that, yes, you can actually use one-to-one marketing channels, which is like cold outreach and stuff like that. But he said that the majority of his wealth came from building an audience and using paid ads together. You'll actually hear him say that in a particular thing. And if that's coming from Alex Hormozi, we all love Alex Hormozi, guys. Take that with like actual severity is what I'm trying to say here. So after 5 years, I would have no tangible assets. Think about it. If I didn't do a single YouTube video, all I'd have right now is just a skill of cold emails. You can learn cold emails within a couple of months, by the way, guys. Like maybe even less than that, a couple of weeks. Not to mention the AI right now and mass kind of like outreach sending systems, automation tools like Lemlist, Instantly, that sort of stuff. They're all on the rise. That basically means your outreach is like a slowly dwindling game over time. And now I'm not saying it's going to be dead anytime soon. I'm just saying that with AI, script writers, automation tools, it's just going to slowly but surely get less and less and less and less and less effective over time. It can only be that way. Here's why. Because it's whenever a technology comes out and it makes something more accessible, the price and the value of that thing drops. It's like gold. The reason why gold is so valuable is because gold is rare. It's scarce. You can't manufacture real gold. You literally cannot. So it's like that. A lot of, back in the day, cold emails, nobody was really using cold emails and all that sort of stuff, and everyone is now trying to grow, trying to scale and do cold emails and whatnot. Not only that, but technology like AI and script writers, everybody's getting better and better and better and better at cold emails, which makes it less and less and less and less effective, because now all the best of the best scripts become commonplace, is what I'm trying to say. All the best offers become commonplace. One of the things you can do to stand out from the crowd in saturated markets is by building a brand. Think about the water bottle industry. Bottles of water, it's just water. They all do the same thing. They hydrate you with water, spring water, whatever it is, right? But which brand do you choose, or which water bottle do you buy from? Because they all do the exact same shit. They hydrate you with water. Or what you do is you end up picking a brand that you recognize and that you like. If you go into a shop and you've never heard of the shop and you're in a different country and you see like Volvic water or Voss water or whatever it is, your chances are you're going to pick those over the local brands, because you have no brand recognition with those other brands. It's the exact same thing that you can actually leverage by building a personal brand for your coaching business and your agency. Now that gets me onto the kind of like the last point right now, which is most people do not know how to go about growing a brand. I know a lot of you obviously started like implementing the content stuff. You're posting reels on reels, you're posting TikToks, you're posting in Facebook groups, you're doing all this crazy stuff, especially if you're an online coach. You're spamming content all over the internet. I've noticed that agencies don't really like look into this because they're just so one-dimensionally listening to like all these other gurus and whatnot, and they're doing cold outreach, even though the people that they listen to all run ads to get clients and make most of their money from inbound, which is never made sense to me anyway. Long story short, I know that a lot of you agency owners and especially online coaches I'm speaking to right now, you're spamming a bunch of free content on social media. I know that a lot of agency owners are starting to understand the power of building a personal brand around their agency to get agency clients, right? And I've noticed that you guys, right, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up spamming free content on social media for years on end, hoping to get inbound clients. Like, I'm not even joking. It took me 5 years to even get my YouTube channel to friggin' 25k subscribers. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a very valuable asset, and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from YouTube. But making, only getting like 5,000 subscribers each year over 5 years, honestly, it's just not worth your time input if you're going to do it that way. A better way to actually go about doing this would be to leverage very small paid ads here and there. There's an actual funnel that you can actually build that allows you to build up your following much more organically. And if you combined organic traffic with paid ads, I am telling you, you will have what I like to call 7-figure Zen. 7-figure Zen is where you can run an ad, somebody sees your content, you don't have to post much content at that particular point. You can record one banger ad, right? That one banger ad then gets people into your sphere of influence, aka people start watching your videos, start following you, start soaking up your actual organic content anyway. So it's almost like taking organic and supercharging it. The way how you guys have probably stumbled across me is because you watched all these other big gurus implemented their stuff and it might not have worked or whatever it is, and you've come across me and then you've actually started listening to me and whatnot and resonating with me a little bit more because you like maybe the way how I do things or whatever it is. And first of all, I appreciate you if you do. So it takes that, but then it amplifies it by like 10x, 100x. It allows you to basically take control of the flow of leads that you put in. Right now, I'm actually getting followers on my Instagram for like $2 a follower, guys. That basically means I posting like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, boosting like my posts, actually running the actual ad itself, generating followers. Those followers warm up over time because I know the actual system itself. Then I've got a good appointment setting team and whatnot, booking calls on my calendar, and I can actually go about closing them. That's the power of having what I like to call the social funnel, the 6-figure name system. So that basically means I can have people that never even heard of me see my content, follow me, get indoctrinated over time, or warm to me and get resonated over time, get on a call with me. This is all automated. First 2 steps are automated. Second, the next step is actually getting on a sales call with me. I end up closing them and get into my program, and they're able to get results without me even being there. This is literally what I've been trying to tell you guys for the last like 4, 5, 6 years, guys. Oh, I won't even say 6 years, about 5 years now. Please go out there and build your personal brand. Nobody really cares if you suck at the start. Honestly, guys, like I know that's one of the big fears. Like, you need to get over that. And if you do want help building your personal brand, click the link below, go watch the video, book in a call with me, probably going to be one of the best things you can actually do if you actually genuinely are serious about scaling to like 30k, 40k, 50k, 60k, 70k, 80k per month by leveraging a personal brand where all your clients come inbound to you. I'm completely against doing cold outreach at this point. That being said, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.